Have you ever wondered why your LinkedIn profile isn't pulling in leads or making you look like a f***ing pro? Because let's face it, if it's not, something is wrong. Perhaps you're clueless about the sections that actually matter. Maybe your banner is as useless as a comb to a bald man. Or your featured sections got you more pissed off than a wasp stuck in a can of Coke. But here's the deal. Your LinkedIn profile is either working for you or against you. It's not just about pretty pictures and bullshit buzzwords. I'm going to show you the same simple strategies that made me over $1 million on LinkedIn so you can steal them all right now.
Cool. So let's look at going a bit deeper down the rabbit hole and optimizing our profile. So this is some real tactical stuff that you can apply quite easily. Okay. First and foremost, your profile picture. We can see some good and some bad examples. Head and shoulders, good lighting, smiling. We don't want you from a million miles away. People can't zoom in. Head and shoulders. Okay. You can have a branded background if you like. I'm a big fan of the just natural backgrounds, but well lit, nice smile, head and shoulders. A lot of things I see. Bad lighting, no photo. So you might want to go into your settings and just check that your photo is actually public, because to some people it won't be. Weird makeup or just being cut off, not a great idea either. In terms of a banner layout, I don't know if anyone knows Ash, but this isn't his banner anymore, but this is possibly my favorite banner I've seen on LinkedIn, just for a few reasons. He's got a branded background, which is cool. He lists out his services, which is great. Yeah, people know what they can buy straight away. There's also a secondary photo. It's got some shadow on it, makes it pop. He also highlights his delivery methods as well. So tips, which I'm guessing he gives away for free. Do it yourself is probably some form of course. And then done for you is probably the personal branding services that he offers as well. He's also got his signature there. It's nice. It's quite bare. There's loads of white space. He's not cramming in stuff in loads of random fonts and colors. It's just a really, really nice, like visually appealing banner. So less is more. Use a singular CTA, which is the thing that Ash's was missing. It doesn't actually feature who his audience are or ask them to do anything. So on mine, I've just got free resources in my featured section. That's all mine says. But just trying to push people a little bit further down. You have to leave space for your profile pic. So that bottom left corner where I've said left blank for profile photo, just check when you're updating your banner that it actually works on mobile and on desktop. You can get templates available very easily from Canva, and remember that mobile view. Headline. Loads of people overthink it. If you are overthinking it, put a timer on for 10 minutes and just go, what is the outcome I offer and who is the audience I sell to? So more clients for coaches. Could be mine, as an example. If you want to differentiate slightly, I think it's definitely worth it, but you can inject some humor, some differentiation. There is a lady on LinkedIn called Sarah. I can't ever remember her surname. Her headline is The Chocolate Lady. That's it. So not that I'll ever want to buy like masses of chocolate all in one go, but if I ever did, I know exactly who I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to the chocolate lady because she's becoming known for that one thing. I have in mind something like my DM game is appalling and then a big red cross emoji just to stand out from everyone else. Yeah, so think about that. And if you need to, you can count your characters, because wherever you go on LinkedIn, this first part of your headline follows you around. So even if you comment on my post or Paul's post or someone else's post, we'll see your name, profile picture in the first like 47 to 50 characters, depending on our device. So you want to make sure those first 47 really pack a punch, and then not change it for a while, because you actually want to become known for that thing.
Let me interrupt for 1 minute. The best way to find leads on LinkedIn is using Sales Navigator. But most people are scared of it because they think it costs too much and it's complicated. Firstly, you can grab a 30-day free trial. Secondly, I've got a free training that I'm going to give to you that helps you locate every single one of those leads you want. And this works for every industry. I'll literally show you everything. So if you want it completely free before I take it down, then hit the link in the description. Without further ado, back to the vid.
Then we've got the About section. My About section simply says people overthink their About section. There's nothing else in there. I know we all have different audiences. I put in a bit of comedy into my stuff, but you want to write in first person. You want to have plenty of white space, so it's not just a massive block of text. You can spice it up with emojis, but keep it very, very audience-centric as well. Don't need to overthink it. With all these things, just set a timer for 10 minutes, write and put it out. It's not actually as important as you think, just like your content. What matters a lot more is obviously the consistency and just showing up in front of the right people. Now, depending on whether you have a premium profile or you just have a non-paid profile, you can take people to your website or to a link of some description, okay? So you can either have a custom button or a profile link. Now, the custom button is only available to people on premium. You can't customize the text, but you can have join my newsletter, book an appointment, visit website, some kind of generic stuff like that. But it appears above your posts. So when you post, if you have premium, you can have book an appointment, visit the website, that kind of thing. If you don't have premium, you can customize the text, but it's not a button, it's a link. All right? It doesn't appear above your post, but it is on your profile. And I always recommend to my clients, they all need sales calls to sell. We just take people directly to a calendar. That's it, a calendar software of some description. Rather than getting them to the website, then they've got to go and navigate through it, then they get distracted with a freebie, then they come over here, see a client review, they go over there onto LinkedIn and start searching the client, which want them in the calendar if they're interested. LinkedIn will penalize you for putting links in posts sometimes. So what you need to do is have an always-on way of taking people off the platform, because they will try to stop you from doing that. That's why we post videos natively on the platform, right? Featured section. Only a few things here, don't need loads. 6 that I recommend: a direct link to your calendar software, a lead magnet of some description, social proof, mine there is just a case study breakdown, a video, a low ticket product potentially if you have one, obviously recently I'm going with the book, a newsletter if you have one, and then a link out to your YouTube or podcast. Don't have to have them all, but those are just some suggestions. Your experience section. Now, I haven't gone into loads of detail on this because I don't spend time reading other people's experience in their about sections if I'm going to buy from them. I'll just let the content do the talking a lot of the time. But this is an opportunity for you again to link out. So as you can see at the bottom, we've got 3 links, and they're all just social proof. But you could take people, again, similar to the featured section, you can take them to the podcast, YouTube, case studies, newsletter, that kind of thing. But you can go in detail about your role if you think the audience will find it valuable. If not, don't need to. Recommendations. If you have worked with someone or are working with someone, either when you're employed or as a client, send them a message and ask them to recommend you on LinkedIn. People will look at those, but also I can screenshot that and put it out on Instagram. I can put it out onto the LinkedIn post, whatever it is. So that is a post, but it's a conversion style post as well. But not only that, people can see it freely on your profile too. Paul asked me to speak very quickly about company pages and why I think they're not the best idea. And I'm going to be honest, I thought a lot more of you would just be using company and not personal. But just in case, just to clear those up, they get less reach, they're harder to grow, the engagement's typically lower. You can't connect with people either on a digital or a personal level. They're very impersonal and faceless, typically. There are limitations around your content as well. People can't relate to them, which is why we went through the personal and the company brand stuff, and they also get less reach, it says twice. One thing I would recommend, budget permitting, is putting, I think, £80 a month into Sales Nav. It's kind of like your insurance policy, and I think the fact that I was paying for Sales Nav actually led to me getting my account back, so it's worth well more than £80 a month to me. You can do unlimited searches, so if you don't have a premium function on LinkedIn of some description, and you're just searching away trying to find your ideal client every day, LinkedIn will hit you with a commercial search limit and try and get you to upgrade. So I don't know what the number is. It seems to be very different for everyone. But if you can afford it and you're going to take this platform seriously, I highly recommend tapping in to Sales Navigator or just Premium, which is slightly cheaper. But Sales Nav, if you're all on the hunt for leads, is probably the most effective. You've got more filters than you have on the organic LinkedIn as well. So you can go in and actually find people or businesses by income, marketing spend, the tools that they use in terms of tech are listed as well, annual turnover, job title. There are so many things that you can search. Are they recruiting right now in a certain area? Might be a good in for some of you as well. You could also send in mails too.